Hello, my friends, family, and esteemed colleagues. People are talking about natural health. Okay. So we have the allopathic mainstream medical system, and then we have the alternative medical system. When we are talking about health, we are being suggested to go to ask the allopathic doctors, the official medical system, how we can keep ourselves healthy. Well, we do not receive the correct answer because we are getting sick, and we don't even bother to ask doctors how to get healthy or how to be healthy, because supposing healthy way of living is being promoted all around us. And this is where confusion starts, because many promote eating vegetables as the healthy food. Some promote having meat being a healthy food. And then even between the vegetable, then you have the regular vegetarian stuff, or vegan stuff, which is strict and also encompasses more raw foods, although vegetarian diet also encompasses salads, which is your raw food. And when we talk about meat eaters, well, there are meat eaters that only eat meat, but this was very small group of people. Here and there individuals. Under meat eaters, we were putting group of people that eat their veggies and their meat. This is the regular diet as I grow on. Europe, this is what we eat. And mostly around the world, this is kind of the most popular diet. So you have a piece of meat, and then you have your veggies, and then you have a salad as a separate part of a dish. Very seldom we see people eating meat and only meat. We are used to accompany meat with carbohydrate. In Europe, a big thing is bread, which also spilled into American diet. So, steak, bread. But then, this is kind of not enough. So, additional carbohydrate is pushed in, being it pasta, rice, or potato. Those are like those three groups. So you have your meat, you have your pasta or potatoes, and you have your bread as a separate addition. In some places like Croatia, bread is always there, and even if you eat mostly potato and meat, you still take a bite of bread. When I was growing up, I thought, how could people live in the past before they discovered bread? Bread is the essential part of the diet. Sandwich, bread, slap something on a bread. And the bread is actually that gives you the energy. If you would make a sandwich, most popular would be bread butter, and then maybe a little piece of meat, salami or prosciutto, ham, or what I like, sardines. And then probably my favorite was fine sliced onions, salt, and that was my favorite sandwich when I lived in Europe. But main dish would consist always soup, cooked veggies, very often potato soup. You did not see any meat, and then additives will be put in to make it tastier, because carbohydrate by itself doesn't taste good. You gotta spice it up. Usually salt helps, but we are being told, no, keep away. So there are all kinds of cubes designed to put in a soup, basically based on vegetables and vegetable oils. Because all of a sudden, vegetables are healthy. That's what we are being told. And oils are healthier. There are all these omega-3s that we need, and omega-9 and omega-6. Animal fat is cholesterol. This is bad for us. Okay, so we are being groomed in the wrong way. So this concoction of these toxic additives and eating meat with a carbohydrate. Well, according to Ayurveda diet, this is the worst possible combination, to eat meat and animal fat together with plants, with starches. And this we consider, oh, well, this is meat diet. No, this is not meat diet. This is a mixed diet. Now, when people are being told, look, you get healthy if you skip carbohydrates and just have a meat, the biggest question is, well, what am I going to eat meat with? Well, why would you need to eat meat with something? Meat is a food. But this is how we are groomed. More is better. Flavors are better than no flavors. Well, actually, everything has its own flavor. We start mixing things and we think we are doing good things. Actually, we are degrading the food. But we are degrading it, especially because we are processing it. We are cooking it. It changes everything. And no nutritionist ever mentioned the difference between cooked and raw foods. Why? They have no clue, because their knowledge comes from books approved by Cabal, by Rockefeller Foundation. So all the knowledge there is skewed. It's not true. It's contrary to the truth. This is why the food pyramid was upside down. And it's still upside down. Because even when we start saying, okay, food pyramid should be based on animal products and go up, well, it should not have up. It should be animal product. No carbohydrates, no greens, nothing of this. We don't know. So we are eating incorrectly. And our bodies need to eliminate the toxic elements we put in. And we eliminate, because what is in the blood that should not be there has to be taken out. So we urinate. Or if it's more, it goes out to mucosal tissues. We produce phlegm. We produce mucus. And this way we are eliminating, cleansing the blood. But this also dehydrates us. So we are inventing now, because we don't know the truth. We assume that what we are being told in a school, what we are being shown through movies, what professors, so-called experts tell us, that this is the truth. Well, they repeat what they are told to repeat, what Cabal tells them. This is what we are indoctrinated through schooling process. So everything we know is the way that Cabal wants us to know. And Cabal wants us dead. So I don't know why we trust them, but we did not know that Cabal wants us dead. We did not know that Cabal controls every aspect of our life, including the science. This is why I call popular science science, because it's based on lies. It's inverted by scientists, because every time scientists come up with a brilliant idea that can be sold to public because it looks like this is how it works, but it's wrong, bingo, they get Nobel Prize. This goes on all the advertising. You become famous, bullshit artist. And you don't even know about it. This is the best part of this. This is how we are being hijacked. So now we are toxic. We are dehydrated because everything we are being told, keep away from salt. How can you hydrate when you are not taking plasma? You are losing minerals every time you urinate, every time you sweat, every time you take a dump, you lose minerals. And you are being told, don't take minerals back, hydrate with coffee, juices, fruit juices, garbage. Fruit juice dehydrates you even more. If you don't believe it, eat watermelon. You'll be urinating all night. Not only because a lot of liquid comes with the watermelon, but because it's from a plant, comes with the plant toxins, and body wants to take them out from the blood if it absorbs them, and it will use your blood plasma to eliminate, so you urinate all the liquid that came from watermelon, plus you lose plasma. You are dehydrating yourself. Similar with all the fruits, but on lesser, they are less problematic, less toxic. You lose less of your plasma, but you don't hydrate with juices. Vegetable juices are even worse than watermelon because plants, we are not supposed to touch that stuff. It's a plant. You are not a plant. You are an animal. Completely different vibration. Okay, so now, so we don't lose ourselves because, again, everything is connected. Everything is related. So we are told go to doctor when you don't feel well. When you don't feel well because you are not eating correctly, you are not hydrating correctly, you are becoming toxic, you start having symptoms of detox, bingo, what they are called disease. Detox, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, dark urine, sweating, stinking body. That's all because of release of the toxins. And that's if your body has enough blood plasma to waste. The less blood plasma it has, less of it will show in this way. So you start cleansing more through pimples. You get rashes. You get skin tags. You get eczemas. You get inflammations. It is all because of toxicity. So now we know, okay, we are not really getting help by the allopathic, the mainstream medicine. We should look elsewhere. And then they show themselves on the other side, the experts of natural health. Now, why are they natural? Because they don't use pills, pharmaceutical. They use plant toxins they call medicinal remedies. Natural medicinal remedy. Well, yeah, shaman uses natural medicinal remedy, but in a different manner. How does allopathic doctor, the one with the white coat, or now they have green or blue coats, they keep changing fashion, but they have a stethoscope here, all right? So unfortunately, I cannot show that I'm a doctor because I don't have the stethoscope, so you don't know that I'm a doctor. And why would you trust me? Well, because all you have to do is just get calm and start thinking. That's all you need to do. I lay everything out for you. You just have to, I even connect the pieces. You just have to allow it to penetrate, and not immediately when I say we should have salt. No, my God, Angela said, don't take salt because it's a rock mineral. It's a sand. You eat sand. That's no good. You need bioactivated. That's a nonsense. Nonsense on top of nonsense on top of nonsense, because ultimately everything is electromagnetic frequency, vibration. The whole universe, everything. Everything what you see is light. Nothing else but light that our brain converts into particles so it can make mosaic, it can make picture. And if you take the mind out of equation, it's only wave light in a waveform that comes from a quantum space. Again, double-slit experiment proves it. It shows it to you that physicists don't understand the experiment because they don't know squat, because they are being indoctrinated into thinking incorrectly. Okay, so you want to know the truth, you have to skip all the schools. Don't be bothered by schools. Hey, but you cannot do it because your parents end up in a jail. You are forced to go to school. Why? Because they want you to be smart. They want you to become productive member of society. Baloney. They want you dead. But they need you indoctrinated so you don't come up with the truth. Because the lie is so obvious that spark of a truth in someone who starts actually thinking. It shatters the illusion on which everything is built. All our science is built on illusion that it's nothing like what we are being. Nothing. Everything. Physics, chemistry, biology, especially medicine, because it's used. Doctors are groomed to be the agents of depopulation. They are the ones who cause chronic diseases, and I explain through my work how it's being done. So now we are talking about, okay, you cannot trust allopathic doctor because they make you sicker, and we know you go to doctor, you get a bunch of pills, and symptoms go down because they target symptoms. So you have nausea and diarrhea because your body is releasing toxins because it's cleansing. Well, doctor says, well, you have symptom of poisoning, which is true, but poisoning, you didn't eat anything, but you feel like this because your body starts releasing toxins. And they go symptomatically. Oh, you have nausea, take this pill. You have diarrhea, take this pill. You feel feverish, take this pill. You are getting headache, take this pill. They want to stop the natural cleansing process. And they are very good at it. They're perfect. Actually, their medicines are stronger than natural medicines, but they are based on natural medicine. They isolate the active component, and then they just make it abundant. So, if you need diuretic, and the natural diuretics are not doing such a good job, well, pharmaceutical diuretic, furosemide, is going to do a fabulous job. Medicinal plants, they are good to be used. But you have to understand that they do not work the way we are being told they work. We are told garlic will drop your blood pressure because garlic is natural antibiotic. In which way is garlic antibiotic? No, garlic will drop your blood pressure. It deflames the body. Well, how does it drop the blood pressure? Well, we can see the blood pressure go down when we eat garlic. Yeah, but nobody is aware that garlic is extremely neurotoxic. Why? Because the poison that it contains easily penetrates, goes through the blood-brain barrier. So it, from the blood, seeps into the brain and affects the brain, makes you slow. The impulse for heartbeat slows down. The contraction of the heart is not tuk, but goes tick. Slows down. Your blood circulation slows down. Blood pressure goes down. But you are in a zombie state. You cannot function like that. And blood pressure was never a problem anyway. Nobody is injured by higher blood pressure. Body produces higher blood pressure because it needs it because of the situation that is in the body. You fix the situation, blood pressure goes down. But nobody gets harmed by increased blood pressure. It is high because the systems of auto-control, of self-healing that body possesses, and are adaptive. And they adapt the body's function to the environment so body performs as best as it can in a given toxic situation. Again, doctors have no clue that this is what happens. But I have news for you. Neither do the alternative medicine practitioners. They are fed with the same baloney as the allopathic doctors. They get their knowledge from the same books. The only difference is that the alternatives are getting away from pills and they go into plants. So they give you garlic, okay, it's going to drop your blood pressure. Yeah, but what damages you are creating? Not mentioning also blood or vision. But variety of problems happen because of garlic. Turmeric. Yeah, it will slow down inflammation, but inflammation is not a bad thing. Inflammation causes physical problems, but body is not doing it to harm you. Body is doing it because it has to squirt some plasma into your cells that are refusing to hide it because your blood is toxic. And the organ is in desperate need of getting more plasma because it has to produce lubricant, or it has to produce tears, or it has to produce whatever the organ, particular organ that is affected, is doing. So, again, completely different information that you will get through school, through indoctrination center. Because they have to make you think in the wrong way so they can sell you their science, so you start poisoning people. And now the alternatives. They use the same science, but we are good guys. We are not killing you with these pills. We will kill you with plants. What a freaking difference. When you go to shaman, the first thing the shaman does, it gives you a poison to trigger big detox. So even if your body is low on blood plasma and is reluctant to cleanse because it has to save plasma, well, the poison that was given to you is so strong that if it doesn't go out, it's going to kill you. So the body has to use not only the liquid, the plasma that is in the blood and lymph, but also the retained liquids that are there separated because they are more toxic, so they don't create additional problems if they go into the bloodstream. They are going to be used and just to push out the poison that the shaman gave you. And for 6 or 8 hours, you are going to be vomiting and having diarrhea, oozing the sweat and mucus. But after that, you feel much better because you are less toxic. Your blood is less toxic. That's important. Your cells close down. They remain less toxic as they were. But your liquids, your lymph, your blood are going to be much cleaner. And clean blood makes you feel good. Energy flow is great. No problem. So now we start trusting. Okay, we know that doctors, we have been disappointed, so we don't want to do that. We go to alternative healer. Bingo! So what benefits do you have there? Well, they also, in alternative medicine, they can use certain things that allopathic doctors are prohibited to do because allopathic doctor is not allowed to heal. This is why it only acts with venoms. Cancer. The easiest thing is to heal cancer. The easiest, because it's strictly energetic problem. Wow. Nobody else is allowed to heal cancer. Why? Because it's so easy to heal and the industry is making so much money and so many people are dying from cancer. After all these procedures they go through and all these expensive cures, they die from cancer. I don't know, allopaths have maybe 15%. Not really. They have actually 5% cancer cure success. They have to cut the cancer out. And this is extending this to maybe 20% people saved, say, that have a cancer. But many people, even when you extract it, cancer appears in different places and just people die. Why? Because again, they are being misled. And now the alternatives, they don't use chemotherapy, but they're using freaking plants. My dear friend, Christine, again, I call her shaman. She's not really shaman. She's ayahuasquera, and she is expert also in plant medicine here in jungle. She's dying from cancer. We know that cancer is caused from her relation with her son. And something she is not digesting, well, I know exactly what is the problem. I told her, she is aware of this. Does she want to listen to me and change the diet? No, she is trapped in this plant voodoo state. And now for 2 years, she is in all different healers here, shamanic healers, curanderos, plant experts in the jungle. And she's not getting better. Because she is not resolving her issue that is causing the cancer. Okay? And she's dying now. She is now on the last healer, which now we found another one because she doesn't want to do what I tell her. We are friends, but she doesn't believe me nothing because she is vegetarian, although occasionally she eats meat and she feels better when she eats meat and then feels guilty and goes right back into vegetable. There's a freaking guilt. because of religious beliefs. Empathy for animals. Well, we have created the system. The new one we are creating now is going to be much better because we have experienced the disaster we have created when we did this reality. So the new one we are stepping into now, we're now in the process of stepping into it, is going to fix these problems. We will not have to kill animal anymore to survive. We will not have to destroy plants to survive and kill plants to survive. They suffer same as animals. You're not hearing it. So puts you and believing that this is now better puts you in a same range of this sadistic schmuck healer that was making toxic, producing toxic what would you call it? Toxic liquids by infecting dogs. And then when dogs were crying, puppies crying from pain, he would cut their vocal cords so he doesn't hear them crying, and he can get, again, this suffering to produce the juices he needs, because these are very toxic juices that then are being called, I cannot mention the name, I call them zumzulas. They are being used for these things and fight against these things. Okay, so these zumzulas, you are same like them, because what you don't hear doesn't exist. Well, I'm used for you. It does exist. And plants suffer more than animals because they are closer connected to the creation, to the creator. They are way more empathic than animals. Animals and plants are telepathic. We lost their abilities, that's why we cannot communicate with neither one of them. Although they are trying to communicate with us, but we don't listen. And the problem happens that we are so misguided. We rather become Fauci than we become conscious of the situation and act correctly. So now we start believing that there is a plant that is stimulating our cells to repair themselves. Every plant works through toxicity. It is like putting patch. Same like pharmaceutical junk. Same exactly thing. Most of this pharmaceutical stuff is based on the natural, but then extracted and patented. It's the same thing. And then supplementation. Then we go, you have this and this problem. You have problem with vitamin A. Too much vitamin A. You don't do this. You got to do this. None of it. Oh, you have thyroid problem. Yeah, you see, you are producing too much of the hormone, or not enough of the hormone. We gotta pump you with iodine. Well, iodine is toxic. Body uses iodine in micro volume. Micro. 1 egg provides you with iodine for a year. But when you take a little bit more iodine, we are actually closing your cells. This is why you are being given iodine pills if you go in radioactive area. Because if radioactivity comes into your body, your cells will be closed because iodine closes them because they are protecting themselves from iodine. But again, we are being told baloney, we have all science telling us how important is iodine. All contrary to the truth. But don't listen to this schmuck. I'm against the world. So, I don't know nothing. They know everything. It's obvious. Just open your eyes. I'm not discovering anything new. This is all here, visible. But we don't believe our eyes. We trust what we have been told by someone that we are valuing their opinion. So, now we have this natural healing. And most of this natural healing is through medicinal plants. You have plant diet. Oh, you heal from cancer. Well, cancer is energetic stuff. As soon as you increase the voltage of the organ that has the cancer stops. That same minute, you can have 4-stage cancer. And you can drink coffee, drink alcohol, you can eat anything you want, and you can heal from cancer within 3 months. If you can raise the voltage. How do you raise the voltage? By getting out of fear. How do you get out of fear when you are in fear of dying because you have the freaking thing in your body? That's a problem. But there are ways to do it. One of them is to occupy your mind with something that you really love to do, especially if that involves movement, like traveling. Then you have to focus on what you are doing, because you cannot travel and think of something else if you are actively involved. And then you're doing what you like to do. You go to a place that you love, always wanted to go to, and then you make peace with yourself. Okay, I can do nothing about cancer, so I'm just living now until I die. And bingo, in 3 months you're going to be healthy. Still toxic, dehydrated, eating incorrectly. Cancer is the easiest thing to heal if you know how to do it. Now, did every client that I helped heal? No. Why? Because they don't listen to me. They are listening and say, yeah, they change certain things, they change diet. It's secondary. Change of a diet when cancer is in question. Change of a diet is only something to give you hope so you can get out of the fear so you can heal. If this didn't manage to do it because you are eating correctly, hydrating correctly, but you are still thinking about the problem that causes this, you are not going to heal. We are being misled in every level. Before, people who were waking up and they, through their videos, they are sharing truth and they want to make some money. You see, I don't advertise to anybody. If I go and start advertising supplements, especially supplements, supplement industry is rich almost as the pharma industry. I know few people who went into selling supplements. They had money, they don't know what to do with the money. Because people are flocking now to the natural health. They are being naturally poisoned. They are still not healing. Unless, in their mind, they release the fear. Because fear aspect lowers the voltage. Low voltage makes us more susceptible of shifting our frequency. And when we shift frequency, we are getting sick. So, when we talk about natural health, there is no other natural health but the health that comes from the programming of our bodies. And we are programmed to naturally maintain ourselves healthy. Even if environment change, which means even when you start eating crap, you are made in such a way that genetically, because it's all vibration, genes react to vibration. They have the memory, they have setups, they know. We have genes that have records of our existence through billions of years. So every time vibration shifts, the resonance is going to stimulate the adequate genes to start resonating, vibrating, that has the same resonance with your body at that moment. Those are your doctors. When your genes are telling your body, for this particular situation, produce less of thyroid hormone, or produce more of thyroid, or produce less of testosterone, or produce more estrogen, produce more this, less that, to work as best as possible while being in a situation you are. And at the same time, as more genes are awakening to this vibration, your body is shifting and readjusting so it can better and better handle the situation. This is why we are not all dead with all this artificial transmission of signals, because the frequency used are toxic frequencies. Even our music is being skewed to be out of resonance with nature. The true resonance is based on a C scale in which tone A vibrates with 432 hertz. Well, Cabal knows it. So they paid artists to retune their instruments so the tone A is on 500 hertz or 400 hertz. So now, all the music, when you tune A note to 400, then everything else is being upped to that, to be synchronized, has to be upped. And the sound that comes distorts the sound our body produces. It's affecting us negatively. And this is why they also send you a big amplifiers, strong amplifiers, big speakers. Here, people have no food to eat, but they have television, and they have this freaking blasting big speaker. Sound is horrible because, number one, those are cheap speakers. So it's a muffled, squeaky, awful noise coming out, but a million decibels. And here, you can hear a bird that is 100 meters away. You can hear it like it's sitting right on the roof here because it's so quiet. It's a jungle. But then neighbor over there, maybe 500 meters away from me, blasts the speaker, and it's like I have it here in front of my window. I can hear. And it gets noisy. Luckily, this village I'm in, this is why, again, I was put here, because I just follow the instructions. So Father told me, be here, and he made it possible for me to have a nice life while I'm doing what I have to do. A part of it is to wake you up. Okay, so are you realizing that natural health stores are all junk food stores? Nothing else. It's all junk food. It's all junk. Your health food store is your butcher, your milkman, your dairy farmer. Those are your health food stores. Everything that is based on plants, these are your poisons, your mushrooms. Every time when something energizes you rapidly, you feel lethargic. And now you're being told to marijuana mushrooms or sea moss or spirulina or turmeric. And all of a sudden, you feel energetic. Why do you feel energetic? Because your body is producing more energy from what? None of these have energy. Your cell works better, still they would have to produce energy. From what? Why so rapidly? Healing process is a slow process. You get better and you start getting energetic, but it takes time. Why you spark all of a sudden? You have 1 spoon of, spirulina in a shake, in a milk, in your tea. You drink it and bingo, immediately you feel increased energy in minutes. Because we are made to self-heal, self-detox, maintain ourselves as healthy as possible, and we are poisoning ourselves. We are toxic, so our body is constantly trying to eliminate toxins, which keeps our blood toxic. More toxic is the blood, we feel sleepy. Energy doesn't flow through it. Our cells close down a little bit because blood is toxic, so they cannot even cleanse properly. But they're trying. So your blood is always toxic and in need for more plasma, but we don't get more plasma. So we get constipated. So not to get constipated, we eat toxic plants. So they poison our intestines. So our intestines do not absorb well when they're poisoned. So the stool is manageable. So we say, oh, it's fiber. No, it's not fiber. It's a toxic stuff that is in a plant. But then we start having, after years of doing this, we start having chronic digestive problems. Oh, this is a SIBO. You have just too many microbacteria in your system, but you need them. That's your second brain. This is your immune system. You need that stuff. Your probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics. You got this stuff. You need it. Bullshit. You have them because you eat incorrectly. You eat incorrectly. Your body finds the ways how to break the food and how to make it usable. Unfortunately, we call this a fermentation process. But most of the fermentation happens in human body, happens in colon. So you want to eat healthy, you gotta eat your shit. That will have some energy. Because the plant that you are eating is all cellulose, you cannot digest it in the stomach. Your stomach is acidic. Oh no, stomach cannot be acidic. You see, that's why you have problems. You need to eat alkaline food, you need alkaline. So you have alkaline stomach, and then you develop ulcer. And then they are looking what, and they find bacteria in there. Oh, you see bacteria. Well, why is the bacteria in there? If you have acidic stomach, that burns bacteria. It turns them into mush. It turns them into protein, into actually amino acid and fatty acid. Well, you have bacteria because your stomach is kept alkaline, which should be acidic. So your bacteria from your intestines seep into the stomach and live there and you are having problem with poisoning of the plants. But then we start creating, oh no, this is irritable bowel syndrome. This is a different thing. This is no SIBO, no SIBO, oh SIBO, okay, so one or the other. Oh no, your intestines are too porous. Nonsense, you have porous intestines, you die. But again, doctors are not capable of thinking. And neither the alternatives, because they spew the second problem. They're poisoning you with these probiotics, symbiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics. Then they say, no, these are not going to work unless they are put in with their environment, because the environment sustains them. Otherwise, they die because you put them in different ambient. So they sell you, oh, this is probiotic yogurt. $20 please. You can get the same yogurt for $5, but this is probiotic yogurt. It's the same damn thing. Every yogurt has lactic bacteria, lactobacillus. Well, this is a probiotic. But we are being so stupid. Once when you wake up, you are going to hate the world because you will realize how you have been played. Each one of us, even the sellers of this nonsense, they don't know what they are doing. They're thinking they are doing good stuff. And they don't want to listen. We don't want to listen to reason. We know better. We are educated. No, you're not educated. You're brainwashed. You're indoctrinated. That's different. If you were educated, you would know to use your brain. You would know how to think. So you have to be either stupid or miseducated to go along with the science. You choose what you are. Are you stupid? Are you miseducated? Okay, my friends. So, we don't need anything if we want to engage in self-healing process. All we need is correct diet and plasma. We need minerals desperately because we need to cleanse these bodies. They cannot cleanse without salt. Because when you urinate, you are urinating plasma. You are losing your blood liquid. It's plasma, it's not water. It's water in plasma state, put there through ionic action of salts. So, you lose salt, you gotta bring it back. If you don't, you cannot hydrate. And little by little you dehydrate. This is what we are being told. Keep away from salt. So we become sick. Just calm down, close your eyes, take a deep breath, slowly exhale, and just allow thoughts to come. And start putting the mosaic together. Use your Google. Natural healing, self-healers protocol. This is the only natural healing there is. You allow your body to heal you. But to heal you, body has to cleanse. Jesus said, keep your temple clean. Body is a temple. Now we have to clean. If you don't clean, you cannot raise your frequency and go into the ascended, or what you call it, the fifth dimensional field. You gotta cleanse all the garbage out. And those who didn't cleanse yet, they will go into cleanse. And through fear, of course, we don't have to cleanse. We can just shift the energy, frequency. But you can achieve the frequency if you are in fear. When you're toxic, you will be in a fear. So, one hand washes the other. You have to get out of there. The med beds are going to help us because they will just change your frequency and then fear will disappear. Partially. Because you will be healthy, but you may still worry about it. I believe that med beds also take these false programs out. Here we are, new age. Time to wake up and smell the roses, not coffee, not even rose. Rose, the flavonoids, essential oils. They have particular frequencies. They can make you feel better by suppressing, again suppression. But you suppress too much, you make it worse. You smell rose, oh, the beautiful smell. Well, try to sleep with a rose next to you. You wake up with a huge headache. Because phenols, aromatic phenols are actually, from plants, are actually toxic to us. Same as vitamins of plants are toxic to us because we have different vibration. So the similarity is close enough to be accepted, but then the cell itself says, well, but I cannot use it. So you just close the cell. You feel better because closed cell does not release its metabolic stuff into the blood, so it keeps the blood cleaner, and you feel better. But you accumulate toxicity. Sooner or later, this coating will go away, and cell starts detoxifying, more toxic garbage comes out, you have stronger symptoms of toxicity, so-called disease. So there is no other natural healing than allowing your body to heal itself. Simple as that. Every plant you take, it could suppress your symptom and make you feel better. But the same thing does pharmaceutical junk. So is the natural junk any better? In the long run, no. Okay, my friends, I think that's gibbering too long and too much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having open mind to listen. And always remember, at the end of every of my video is a link to my site where you have also information of my books and my email. You want to get in touch with me, you want me to help you. I'm always eager to do so. If I have time, I will do it. And of course, as an enemy of the system, I even don't have my bank account here. So I'm accepting donations through my wife's PayPal and her Binance wallet, which information is on my site in a donation. So if you can, please donate. Because I'm not asking for money to be rich, because I'm helping others. And helps me to help others. So thank you very much. Love you all. And God bless us all. Namaste.